Hi you guys. This video is really going to be about questions that I get asked all the time about what happens after boot camp and things like that. So do take notice that for everybody it's a little bit different. There's things that I've heard and I'm like, okay, that didn't really quite happen like that for me. Uh, so do take notice that what I say may not exactly be what happens to you, but from my experience, this is just how it goes. Um, so the number one question that I get asked all the time is, what happens after boot camp? Where do they go? What are they doing? Things like that. So after they have their boot camp and their graduation or whatever, then they come home for boot leave. And then boot leave is just the 10 days that they're here with you. And they are allowed to get cell phones while they're on boot leave, so that's really good. If you're curious about that, they do get cell phones where they can pretty much just be whatever, chilled, little vacation time, and before they have to leave again. Now, if you want them to stay a little bit longer than 10 days, like with the boot leave, then they can ask to get recruiter's assistance, and if the recruiter gives them permission, then they're allowed to stay here for extended periods of time. Now, it's probably not going to be a whole lot more, but it's going to be just maybe a few days, maybe like that more. But, you know, you guys, even if it was just one whole day more, it would be, like, fantastic, I'm sure. So you may want to ask about the recruiting assistance while they're here. I just went blank. Also, when after the 10 days of boot leave are up, then they'll be heading out to North Carolina if you're from Parris Island. So if you're from San Diego, I'm not sure where they're going, you know, but as far as boot leave and the recruiter's assistance, it still applies to you. But as far as where exactly they go for MCT, I'm not sure if they go to North Carolina as well. But I just know if you're from Parris Island, that's where you're going. You're going to North Carolina. And there are two choices, infantry and non-infantry. So if you are a Marine as infantry, then he'll be going to Camp Lejeune. If he's non-infantry, he'll be going to Camp Geiger, which is more or less around the same area. It's right next to Camp Lejeune almost. But they're both in North Carolina. And I believe that if they're going to Camp Lejeune for the infantry training, they'll be there for 2 months. So I believe they are allowed to get the cell phones and things like that with them. But if you are in non-infantry and you head out to Camp Geiger, with my Marines, my experience is that we couldn't write any letters. We weren't allowed to call each other on the phone. So even though they do have a cell phone, we weren't allowed to talk on the phone at all. So we had no kind of communication whatsoever until a month later, because for their MCT training, it's only 1 month long versus the infantry where it's 2 months long. But so yeah, that really sucked. It was like probably one of the longest months of my life. So yeah, what happened was that I got a call on one day, and I think it was on a Sunday. That wasn't very long. It was really short, and he was getting picked up for his training, and he said that he called me and told me that he's not going to be able to call me, no letters, no nothing, that he wouldn't be able to communicate with me in any kind of way until the next month when he graduated from there. But what I've heard is that for some people they are allowed to go ahead and visit on Sundays and call on Sundays when they have like a break or whatever. So I guess it could be different for everybody, but with my experience, you know, we just didn't have any communication. It just wasn't allowed. So if you think the boot camp was hard, I think at least the boot camp was a little bit easier than MCT, because at least with boot camp you could write letters. This one, it was just 4 weeks of nothing, and it just, oh my gosh. so much, so much that I thought about on my mind, hoping that he was okay and stuff like that. But that's where they go. So if you're curious, they'll head out again to either Camp Geiger or Camp Lejeune. After they're finished with MCT and after they're finished with like the infantry and non-infantry training, that's when they'll get to go to their MOS. Now, if they are reserves, I believe they just come back home and they don't go ahead and head out to an MOS because they're reserves. But if they're active Marines, then they will head out to wherever they're going to be stationed at. So it just depends. For my Marine, he is now at 29 Palms, California. He doesn't really like it there too much. There's nothing but desert and desert and desert and more desert there. But the good thing about that is you can call as much as you want. Do take notice that they are going to be busy, so if you got married or whatever during the boot leave and you're planning to go ahead and live on base or head out with them when they get their MOS, they are going to be busy quite a lot, regardless. So, but I mean, at least you'll see them. So their MOS is just where they're going to go to school for their job in the Marine Corps. Mine is engineering, like fixing radars and things like that. So he's been there since March. Yeah, like March. So he's been there all this time, and hopefully he'll be graduating in December, and I'll get to see him. I haven't seen him, however, in like, I want to say how long, like February, March, April, May, June, July, August, September, like 8 months already. I haven't seen him in the past 8 months at all. He just hasn't been allowed to come over here at all. So I mean, you really have to. For some Marines, I guess they're allowed to come, because my friend who is also a Marine gets to come here all the time. Like, not every month, but every other month he gets a chance to come over here. So yeah. And then holidays they'll be able to come sometimes. Sometimes they'll be able to come, because we've had already a few holidays and I just wasn't allowed to see him. So, I mean, that sucks. But, I guess, again, it's just different for everybody. So, it just depends. Right now, as I said, he's in 29 Palms, California. And then after that, they go ahead, I'm trying to think, like, off the top of my head, things that I can, like, answer here, so it's kind of, but yeah, after the MOS, since my Marine hasn't used any days or anything like that, he'll actually be coming home and staying here for a month. Now, I don't think that that's how it is for everybody, but I know that since he has all those saved up days that he hasn't used, he is going to be able to come here for a month. So I'm really excited and really hoping that that happens, because it means he'll be here for Christmas, which is great, because so far he's missed our year anniversary, Thanksgiving, New Year's, my birthday, and every other holiday in between since then. So, I mean, yeah, I'm looking off here when I know I should be looking here, but I get sidetracked. Anyways, so distracted right there. But yeah, after that, he will be entering the fleet, and so I can't tell you any more than that because I'm not sure what happens then. So I guess when that happens, I'll make another video about this. But I mean, those are just some of the few questions that I get asked all the time. So if you're wondering what happens after boot camp, then I hope that this, if you have any more questions or anything specific you want to know in between what I've answered, I just try to answer them very briefly for you guys so you guys can get an idea. If you have any other questions, then just let me know, and I'll answer you as fast as I can. Anything else, as I said, just repeated myself a lot right there. Goodness gracious, I'm just trying to think. at the same time. Next time I should really write this all down so that when I'm on here I'm not just like babbling. But yeah, anyways, I'm just going to end the video there. If you guys have any other questions, just let me know and I'll let you as soon as I can. And I hope this was a great help to you. If you have any ideas on what I should make on like another video and things like that, then that'll like really help me a lot too, because I don't really know what to talk about like half the time. But yeah, I guess I hope you guys have a great day, and I hope you guys get to see me all soon. Just hang in there if you're going through boot camp and things like that. Hang in there, because believe me, it's really worth it in the end. If I can do 8 months of not seeing my Marine in person, then believe me, the 3 months of boot camp is nothing. So just hang in there and just watch out for another video. Bye.